camera. Participate. It is a must to participate, and participate. The fourth one is fill up both attendance and evaluation form. Fifth is be present. And fourth, track your learning journey and connect and enjoy. So you can use your chat box, maybe chat box if you have question later. So yes, that's it. So our guest speaker today is Engineer Dennis Ivan Chavez, a founder and a CEO of Fresco Renovation. So Engineer Dennis Ivan Chavez is the founder of and a tech lead of Fresco Renovations, a dynamic agri-tech startup based in Cagayan de Oro City, Northern Mindanao. Since founding the company in August 2022, Dennis has combined his passion for technology with a deep commitment to sustainable agriculture, leveraging innovative solutions to address challenges in both fields. He is a fresh graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering from Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology. Dennis is also active lead projects and participated in various student organizations, including the Institute of Computer Engineers of the Philippines Student Edition, and the Kalilas Film Guide. All right, and his academic journey was shaped by the drive to blend technology with real-world applications, which ultimately lead him to establish Fresco Renovations as a tech-driven solution for agriculture. So, without further ado, Engineer Dennis,
Hello.
the floor is all yours.
Thank you for that introduction, ma'am. Am I audible po? Hello. Mic check.
Yes, sir.
All right, hello. So I would like to share my screen. This po. Can you see my screen po? Hello, hello.
Not yet, sir.
Okay. About now, wala pa po. Hello, hello.
Wala pa, sir.
Sorry. Can I restart my Zoom for while everyone? Sorry, there's a technical issue, but I'll be back in a minute. Hello, I'll share my screen. There. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Wait. Is the screen color green or wala? Sorry for the technical issue. All right. Yeah. I I read all of the startup profiles, and I can say that this cohort is quite mature in a way. So I'm not sure, what value I can provide, especially with the minimum viable product, because I think na most of the startups here already has their own product. I'd like to clarify again. Can you see my screen? Hello? Okay.
Green na,
So,
sir. Green.
Yeah, I would like to add some credibility on my part. So yeah, I'm Dennis. I'm an urban farmer, and it's great also to see that four startups in this cohort are also in the field. I'm a computer engineer. I'm also a researcher, focused on agri-tech, also a green influencer, inspiring the youth, and filmmaker, science communicator, and also the founder of course, Fresco. And so we are actually part of the Cohort 6 na incubatees of CDO Bytes. And yeah, about the MVP and rapid prototyping. So 2 weeks before the demo day, we actually pivoted and we were able to fabricate our functional MVP. So my expertise is on hardware. So I'm not sure if in this cohort, my hardware ba, specifically for IoT for agriculture. So unfortunately, 2 years later, this MVP we still haven't launched it, and due to numerous factors, mostly due to that time is student pa lang ako, and there were a lot of changes in priorities. But I have mentored. This is the Philippine Startup Challenge. I have mentored student teams. This is for one is Team Highway. So they won the top 5 out of 629 entries among 158 schools nationwide. This was in 2023. And also Team Zeus AI, they got top 10 out of 783 entries among 213 schools nationwide. I have also joined and bagged awards from numerous hackathons and startup competitions, building prototypes, MVPs, and proof of concepts in very short bursts of time. So I would like to put a disclaimer. I haven't really launched anything that went big or made a lot of money. So to tell you frankly, I may not be the best person you should be listening to, since most of my achievements and experience mostly involve hackathons and pitching competitions, and actually not getting results or feedback from customers. But also, even though we actually secured an angel investment, it was not because we had a great product that was selling good. It was because we had a diverse team that the investor was sold on, and we also had a strong vision and a deep understanding of Philippine agriculture. So yes, I am self-aware that I may not be the best, and it's up to you if you absorb these things that I will be discussing. So yeah, take everything with a grain of salt, and I hope we all cultivate the it always depends mindset. So I'm still young. My experience siguro is little from what others have here, and we startups here, we all sell different and offer different products and services, and we know we could be in a blue ocean market, we could be a red ocean market. The demand is different. We could be creating the demand or competing with the demand. We could have different business models, different target customers. So context definitely matters a lot. So yeah, take everything with a grain of salt. Also, please think of questions as we go, and please don't hesitate to ask any to make this session more interactive. Because I think I can I give better information if it's interactive na people really ask. So MVP. So can anyone would like to volunteer what they can describe on the screen right now? Or so ano na lang. In the screen is the goal here is to travel X distance. So it could be 100 kilometers or a very long distance. So the top one, the top row. So actually, with one wheel you cannot travel very far, and with siguro 2 or 4 wheels you can, but it's not very comfortable. And the in number three of row one is, yeah, it cannot travel because it doesn't have wheels. And number four is you you have a car, and yes, you can travel. But sa bottom row, so with a skateboard, yes, you can travel. With a scooter, you can bike, a motorcycle, and a car. So if you can notice, this photo sums up what MVP is, or the minimum viable product. So yeah, that's the talk. That's all for today. That's 1 minute. Joke, just kidding. So this the illustration earlier actually describes the build measure learn loop. So di ba, we have the ideas. So we take action upon on our ideas to build a product. And of course we need feedback. So we need something that can be measurable, so data. And that's where we learn too. So it's a iterative process, in building the MVP. So yeah, in this illustration, so a demo or a prototype is very different from an MVP. So an MVP is a working solution. So a demo or a prototype could just be parang a simulation, or kumbaga it shows what your product can do, but it doesn't work yet. Parang yeah, an MVP is a working solution that users can interact with. So the key thing here is we need data, we need feedback, to know what we can improve on the product. So it brings value and solves user problems. So MVPs are developed gradually over time, instead of investing lots of resources in something large scale and complicated straight away. So yeah, the goal of MVPs is it should have enough value that customers want to start using it. And of course, we need the data. So it gives us feedback to learn from as we refine our product or service. But it's very different for everyone. Some MVPs may be very straightforward, and some MVPs may be complex. And siguro I'll give an example. One of the complex siguro na MVPs no is there's this highly technical na startup. They can basically edit genes, so genetic engineering. So they can create crops that are climate resilient, or something like that. And it's a highly technical startup. And 'di ba, sino ba yung how do you get a lot of data to improve on the product when it's a highly technical startup? So context definitely matters. But we need your MVP you should have this mindset to dream big but start small. So a strong vision definitely plays a big role, in product development. So without building your MVP, you're taking a lot of uninformed guesses, which can lead to analysis paralysis. So analysis paralysis is, you overanalyze to the point that you are not taking any action. So uninformed guesses. So it's like the scientific method, no? So we really need to do the dirty work, build the product that the customer can use, and something that you can receive feedback from. So yeah, launching your MVP is about moving fast by gathering customer feedback and data in a short span of time. So yeah, this is the scientific method. Everything should be a hypothesis unless proven otherwise. So yeah, it goes back to it depends mindset. So no one really knows. No, I think all of the startups here, yeah, we are all carving our own path, and no one really knows if our solution works or not unless we try it and test it on the market. So this one, actually, di ba, in startups, we are taught that our solutions or products, services need to be scalable. But Paul Graham is one of the founders of Y Combinator, the biggest, yeah, uh, incubator in the world, startup incubator in the world. So sabi niya is do things that don't scale. So I'll expound on this. So let's say I want to create an AI as a service na product. It that automates a very comprehensive niche market research for my clients' competitors. So the goal is to send the results in less than an hour. So I can spend hundreds or millions of pesos in R&D to build a product, but in the end, no one can. it might be ba na no one will use the product, or or we could do what many people are doing, they call it the human automation. I think what sorry. So they call it the human automation. So we could simulate the feel of a service by hiring mga highly skilled virtual assistants that can do the tasks efficiently and gather feedback. Sorry. Can I excuse for a minute? I'm so sorry. Yeah, so sorry about that. So yeah, our goal is to simulate the feel. So on the customer side is parang smooth siya. They are like using an AI agent. But actually, it turns out it's from a visual assistant or a freelancer doing the work behind the screen. So, you know, hiring freelancers or mga virtual assistants for let's just say 6 months, it's cheaper than really building the product, the all of the product, the you need to ano pa the trade the model or yeah, building a products really, you need a lot of capital, compared to ano. So I will give more example about this later. So yeah, do things that don't scale. So you know ha, compared to building the AR product and having these freelancers, having freelancers definitely it's not that scalable, and it's I or probably it's not even profitable. But the goal here again is to gather the data to find out if there is a demand on this product or service. Basta po, I'll add on this later examples. So the beachhead strategy. So this is derived from military strategy. So as you are approaching an enemy territory, you should plan and focus all your resources on winning a small area. So small border area na lang siya, and you know uh in that small area you can create a stronghold from which you can wait for reinforcements to arrive and advance into the enemy territory. So 'di ba, we cannot, 'di ba, sa point of attack is this is our MVP. So we cannot make, the product na have all the features all at once because you're wasting your money and time. So we'll capture a small target market segment, and from there we'll build para siyang yeah, it's parang taking on territories one step at a time. So our goal is to establish a strong base. These are the loyal customers, and then we expand to bigger markets. So it's one step at a time. So here's also another framework, the feature benefit value map. So yeah, you map out the features, the benefits, and the value. So the features is what you build or what the product has, and the benefit is the result of what it does. The value is the long-term impact or the reasons, why the customers buy. So you can recreate this a tool to better understand, if your product really does solve a problem or brings value to the customers. This is also a useful tool, the MVP statement. I'm sure everyone already has this. What to build, why, for whom, when, and siguro how, nakalimutan ko pag input. So anyway, in building MVP, there are a lot of mga no-code and low-code tools these days. The technology moves really fast. But, there's a tendency, for example, business intelligence, customer service, or uh, customer relationship management, machine learning, software development tools, workflow automation, web mobile application, and all those stuff, it can be really overwhelming. Going back to the analysis paralysis, there's a lot of really helpful tools, no, and it can be paralyzing to, look for each, search for all of these tools and find out which tool is applicable to you and your startups. So the best for me, the best general rule is do the like pick anything that that you are kung saan ka kampante, and don't mind the amount of tools there out there, because 'di ba yeah, that's we are still building, and most likely we are just over engineering our ecosystem or our systems. So what if you can't build an MVP for some reason? So here are some tools. So Figma is a UI UX or a wireframing tool, and we also have here video editors such as DaVinci Resolve and After Effects. We also have for siguro mga hardware based startups, or like siguro mga architectural or even mga engineering startups. We can use SketchUp, Blender, or SolidWorks. So I'd like to show a short demo on, you know, short demo on Figma. But at first, I'll show a sample video, no, of output video of Blender. So 'di ba, if you don't have the resources to if you don't have enough capital to create the MVP, we can leverage on these software tools, no, to actually this Blender is parang a niche, very nice, or a niche skill set to have. Kasi nakikita ko sa startup ecosystem sa Philippines is I haven't seen any hardware startups, using Blender to showcase their hardware-based products. So it's a good hook for me to use Blender, because as you can see, very premium. Yeah, it's a very premium na presentation, and para siyang product demonstration ng mga Apple products, where they have their cell phones, and they flip it around, they add lighting. So it really helps with the marketing aspect din. So I'd like to share the Figma naman, and wait, I'll share my other screen. Can you see my screen po?
Yes, Sir Dennis.
Makita ang Figma, ma'am? Hello? Or wala?
Yes, sir. Makita ra.
Okay, gets. So this is Figma. So basically it's a UI UX tool. So you are simulating, how your app looks like and what it feels like. So as you can see, this is what you will be seeing in your phone. So if you press here prototype, you can see this is the wireframing. So parang all the clicks that you will be doing in your app is already preset. So ano na siya, simulated. So I'll press play. Can you see po na nag-open siya ng new tab? Hello?
Nag-open siya.
Yeah. So as you can see, let's recall. So if you click this image, we will connect here this image. If you click this image, yung may dog, it will open this image. So but others are basically empty. So if we click on it, nothing happens. Let's see. So yeah, we can scroll around kasi mataas ay yung kanina is mataas yung length, 'di ba? So yeah, we can scroll around and let's say we click this on this image. So yeah, the image expands. But if we click on this image, nothing happens because according sa wireframe, it's empty. Walang nakakonect sa kanya. So nothing happens. So let's try to click this dog. Di ba kanina is meron siyang connection. So yeah. And as you can see, if we click on random places, the Figma tells you which parts of your UI UX has, functionality. So as you can see, nag-box yung yung search bar tsaka yung message in this one. So meaning niyan is ito lang yung parts na may connection. So let's click on this. Yeah. So basically that's Figma. And it's the best way, it's a quick way, to help you communicate your vision or the vision of your product or service. So, makita ang screen po sa slides. Sa build, measure, learn, look, or hello? Or I'll reshare my screen. Wait. Ay, makita. Sorry. Kita ang slides po. Sorry. So, yun, kita. So, I would like to give emphasis on the measure part. So, gathering feedback. So, you'll never really know until you put your product in front of a customer and you see how they react or interact with it. So yeah, there are many ways to gather feedback, surveys, interviews, and focus group discussions. And while you're at it, you may also want to gather data on the customer persona. For example, are they male or female? Where do they live? Their economic status, or what are their hobbies, you know, uh, or other. It's actually up to you to formulate the questions that you feel like gives you value in the future. And of course, all of this requires consent, no, sa pag-survey. So, here are some tools for doing surveys. SurveyMonkey, Typeform, Survey Hero, Google Forms, and for meetings or interviews and focus group discussions, of course, no, much better ang face-to-face. But if hindi kaya, you can go sa Google Meet or sa Zoom. So, be careful because Filipinos are too generous, no? If we ask, mga kapitbahay or other or customers, no, if let's say, rate this product from 1 to 5. So most likely they will rate it 5 as excellent because we are too generous nga. So it may yung data siguro na magagather natin is hindi siya true, no? Kasi especially if the one doing the surveys is in front of you, syempre mape-pressure ka na let's rate it 5 or basta parang it's a mindset of Filipinos, no, that we are too generous. So survey forms may be, basta let's still take it with a grain of salt. So it's still important to really find out how the customers or users interact with their product or service. So what they do may not, or what they say may not reflect on what they do. So yun. So I found this post in the Startup PH group. So, how to validate your idea faster than 99% of startups. So nest your offer through an MVP website or messenger. Next is gather 1 to 2 quality influencer contents that are your ICPs. So ICP is ideal customer profile. So 'di ba, I'm sure you've all done parang yung customer persona. A customer persona is your ideal customer on who will most likely buy your product. So sabi niya is you will try to find mga influencers, no, sa social media na aligned or parang look-alike audience, no, on what you are selling, and then launch FB campaigns and gather insights like mad. So really collect a lot of data. And if results don't show for every 5,000 people, you change the target audience, and rinse and repeat. So I remove bias from fans, family, and promotions. So I made this mistake, no? I'll share more of this later. So especially if you're selling a product that is parang siyang e-commerce na product, so remove bias from friends and family because Meta, Facebook, they have a very, very powerful algorithm. So if you advertise your product and you share the link, of your ad to your relatives or friends, it may have the tendency to somewhat, give mga wrong notions, about the data. So we cannot accurately find what kind of customers. Yeah, Meta cannot find what kind of customers are likely to buy or what kind of users are likely to buy. So for me, ano lang siya, siguro if you want to promote your product or service to your friends and your family, don't do it if you are running ads because it will pollute, the data set of Meta, and they might, they cannot find patterns because they cannot find it will be difficult to find patterns. So lookalike audiences. So this is basically what Facebook does with their advertising. So I encourage everyone to use really these tools because this is a $1 billion technology. Yung Facebook ads is a $1 billion technology and it's very cheap to use. You can pay 50 pesos and Facebook will show your product to 1,000 people. Diba? Imagine you can pay 1,000 pesos and Facebook will show it to mga 50,000 people. So it's really cheap. And basically what it does is Facebook will look for lookalike audience. For example, let's say you posted an ad and siguro 5 people bought from your product. So Facebook can take a look at the profiles of these 5 customers. So they will their algorithm will find commonalities or patterns. For example, customer A likes exercising, customer B is a chef, customer C is a health conscious individual. So parang the algorithm will find patterns ba, and parang it's like a science, scientific method. We take one small part of the population. So in this image, parang yung 'di ba orange and blue. So yung blue, the blue people are the ones who bought from your store or your product or service. And for example, these are from Cagayan de Oro, and Meta has learned that these are the kinds of people. These are the look-alike audiences that are most likely to buy from you. Let's take this algorithm to, let's say, Manila. No, let's multiply it all over the world. Online businesses is very, very scalable because algorithms can, they call this targeted marketing. So, di ba, targeted marketing is, we are showing the product or service directly to who is most likely to buy. So, di ba, traditional marketing involves siguro, for example, newspapers or yung billboards sa daan. So, di ba, ang billboards is anyone can see it. Parang yung mga cars, they pass by the billboard, ganyan. But it's not targeted marketing. Parang for general audience lang siya. Parang for anyone interested. But targeted marketing is a different level. So parang if you can notice, it also has downsides these days because, di ba, while for example you are with your friends and you're talking about running and ano lang ba, siguro in a couple of minutes pag open mo sa phone mo, may ads ka na about shoes, running shoes or socks or running equipment. So it's a really, it also has downside, scary thing, no, on the data privacy part. So real world examples. So these are startups that went big but they had very, very simple na na MVPs. But before that, I would like to share this. This is a mask, or actually, this is a project with my friends last pandemic. So the story here was that may nakita kaming uh, small business sa Manila, and they were selling mga fashion mask. So that time is yung mga tao is parang nauumay na sila, sa wearing mask, and they want something new, like fashionable or ganyan. So we did market research, and that small business somewhere in Manila sold 1,000 masks, and they were pricing it at 1,000 pesos each. So that's what, mga 1 million peso in revenue from selling masks. So we copied their what they were doing. So the cost to produce a single mask is 50 pesos. So these are, custom made. We designed this pattern with a local na tailor, local na sastre. And yeah, we this is I think they call it the 3D mask na design. So we created the patterns, ganyan. And the mistake here was that, yeah, that small business is in Manila. So there's definitely market, a lot of rich people siguro would buy. But it's not in the local scene. And also one of our mistake is we move too slow. I think upon seeing yung ads, from sa Manila, we launched this one 2 months after seeing that, first seeing that, so it's really too late na, and I think that time is parang medyo gaan-gaan na yung pandemic. Parang hindi na siya masyadong strict. And yeah, but this was definitely a fun experience for me, for us, because we learned a lot on digital marketing, data science, running Facebook ads, and many more. So this one, Zappos. So the founder of Zappos wanted to validate online market for selling shoes. So what the founder did is, initially, pumunta siya sa mga local shoe store. Pinipicturean niya yung mga shoes, yung inventory ng mga stores, and saka he posts it online. So if may customer na bibili sa kanyang website, tsaka niya bibilhin yung shoe from the store. So it's basically drop shipping. So yeah, when the customer buys the shoe from his website, tsaka niya bibilhin sa shoe store, then he ships the shoe directly by himself. Yeah, it's basically drop shipping. So he didn't you spend a lot of money on the capex, because it's literally a shoe store, a local shoe store, and parang you are the middleman, kumbaga, in selling the shoe for them. So this approach validated the business model and consumer interest. So without the need for a huge upfront investment or in inventory or building complex mga e-commerce systems. And in 2009, Amazon acquired Zappos for 1.2 billion at that time. So grabe, no, yung MVP niya is literally just going to local shoe stores, taking photos, and then buying it only after the customer buys from your website. Next is DoorDash. This is one of siguro biggest food delivery apps sa America. So DoorDash actually used Google Sheets. So imagine, DoorDash is valued at 89 billion today. And they started by using Google Sheets to manually assign dashers to catering orders. So yeah, they started with Google Sheets, but then they iterated. So their MVP now included website and menus from nearby restaurants that customers can pick from. So the founders were mga students pa lang of Stanford University who delivered orders themselves. So they are really on the ground, to gather feedback or look on the hiccups or the potential problems or issues. So later they improve operational efficiency and added drivers. So yeah, it's very na they started with Google Sheets lang, na it's Google Sheet is a tool that we can use freely, ngayon. So it's not necessary really to use mga complex tools and pay for all of this stuff, mga software, ganyan. Google Sheets, it's enough. Di ba, DoorDash even made it. So next
You've been
is
You're about to buy lunch and realize
next is Dropbox. So this is
You've been
I'll play the
there.
video first.
You're about to buy lunch and realize your wallet is in your other pants. Or maybe you left your keys at home.
Wala pong audio. So sorry. So I'll sorry. Siguro po I'll send a link na lang I think wait lang. So siguro I'll do the explainer part na lang. So Dropbox basically is like Google Drive, no. We can save our files in the cloud. So yeah, that's basically it. So sorry. So with Dropbox did an explainer video. So ano lang explaining their product, and they didn't create the MVP I think yet. But they were able to gather feedback, just from a video. So yeah, Dropbox is yung video explainer basically explained what Google Drive already does, or what other cloud storage does. So this was in 2009, I think. So yeah, it's very old video, and yeah, it's an explainer video that made Dropbox raise $48 million with only an explainer video. So yeah, video editing, creativity really helps. It's a good skill set to add in your arsenal, because if you have difficulties in building the MVP, you can just show how your product works, or feels, with illustrations or videos, and you can already gather feedback from it. So there's a lot of ways, to really gather feedback. Sorry for the no audio, I think sa tampo. So next is Bourbon. So who's familiar with Bourbon? So Bourbon actually try to do many things, so they have list features. So check into locations, make plans, earn points for hanging out with friends, share photos, and there's actually so much more pa, features that they did. So the founders used their app to analyze data, to see how people were using their app, to see how people were using Bourbon. So it turns out no one actually cared about the check-in or gaming. They have gaming features, so no one actually cared. But they found out that people love to share photos. So actually, Bourbon is now the modern day Instagram. They actually Bourbon pivoted and became Instagram. So yeah, they have a simple, intuitive design, and they have now over 1.6 billion users worldwide. So yeah, they started with a lot of features, and yeah, they found out that people love sharing photos and they don't care about our other features. So yeah, right now Instagram is already a global company. So and they were acquired by Facebook. So the key to a good pivot is listening, having a strong heart, and self-awareness. So listening, kasi 'di ba, taking action on feedback. And next is having a strong heart, because our startup is our baby. So we nurture it, and it's really ano ba, against sa ating will na, or these are features that are your personal favorites, or these are features that you work very very hard on. But we need to have a strong heart that, you know, if if we receive bad feedback about it, it's time to, let it go. We don't need to dwell, you know, our more time or energy on it, because yeah, it's feedback. And many startup founders also have the tendency, that um it's easy for us to disregard useful feedback as worthless, because we think we know best. We think we know best. But the customer is king, is still king, because they won't acquire our product or service if they don't need it. But then again, take it with a grain of salt, because there may be cases ba na the customers may not know what's really best for them. But it's a gray line, so it's a really rare case. So yeah, sure, next slide. So next is having technical founders. So having technical founders, or mga founders that have mga very niche or high value na skill sets, siguro such as programming, or agriculturists, or other mga technical skills, have a significant impact on the chances of success of startups. So I search Google, so generally mga tech CEOs globally have engineering degrees, but this is not a universal rule. And the advantages really of having technical founders is you can develop your products faster. The technical founder will have better problem solving skills. It will also have credibility with investors. This is also in our case na we had a very diverse team. We have a team of engineers and agriculturists. So for the investor, it's parang credibility. And next is parang mas faster kayo makaka-adapt sa market needs. So since the technical founder knows the dirty work, you can pivot as much as you can. You can pivot at will. And the challenges of not having a technical founder is really the dependencies on outsourcing. No, for example, you are trying to create a software startup and you don't know programming. No, it's really expensive to hire programmers. So, di ba, compared to you know the programming yourself, parang you can build the product yourself, and you can also listen to the customers. It gives you a lot of flexibility, if you are a technical founder. And also there will be communication gaps. If you have a team of technical and non-technical people, it's hard to communicate. And yeah, lastly, I think I repeated it na limited innovation. So you will be moving too slow. But there is a but. Uh, having technical founders is again not a universal rule. For example, is Canva, si Melanie Perkins. So she doesn't have a technical background, no. So she has a double degree in Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Commerce yeah, I think psychology and also commerce. So uh she's a saleswoman. So hindi siya ano talaga like technology. But today Canva is one of the biggest na ano na design tools na website or app. And siya the CEO doesn't have a technical background on making apps or building programs. So life hack. So so the trend really now, especially di ba the source of talent is really from universities or from the school. So these are posts I found in Startup PH group. And yeah, these days actually is integrated na sa curriculum yung technopreneurship. So yeah, technology entrepreneurship, and a lot of schools, no, especially mga UP Diliman or LaSalle, they require this from students. So yeah, they also have their internships, no, and they're willing to help mga local startups to build the products that they need. So as you can see here, we have a pool of students looking for a company to render their hours, and they are looking for DTI registered businesses to to help the startups really build and give their students exposure on the startup world. And there are also students know themselves offering uh offering their services for free. This is for free. And but it's not that simple, no. Kasi you first need to communicate your vision. This is very difficult. There might be a misalignment on building the product. So yeah, this part is very difficult in communicating your vision. And you also have a very big responsibility, very big responsibility to nurture these young talents. So, di ba, it's very parang, for me, parang unethical or like sakit sa loob na, you are, these students are building something for you and they are not getting any value from you back. So parang siyang exploitation siguro for me. But let's try it. Let's make it na ano ba na students also learn something from us so that we have a equal exchange of value. And yeah, but my presentation is actually very short, and thank you for listening. And I would like, if there any questions from the startups, I may ask what can I'll open the one of the background of startups. Uh, can I ask the startups one by one if what product are you building, or what is your mechanism in gathering feedback? Can we start with AgriLoop? Hello po, AgriLoop. Anyone from AgriLoop?
Hello po. Yes, sir. Morning.
Ay, ano po may I know are you already selling po, sir? Or how have you been receiving feedback from customers about your product?
Good morning. Madunggan, sir.
Yes, sir, Madunggan.
Actually, we are still at the product development stage, and we are also starting to have this test marketing. Then from there, we gather their feedbacks, and we do also interview or surveys with our sample products. And actually, we started with a different goal or target, but during our initial customer discovery, we pivot to this product that we are developing now, which is around we call it Nutri-Chicharron, made from vegetable materials, organic vegetables, and this is our response to a problem uh, that are existing already for how many years with deep ed schools, and in effect they are issuing an order, I think way back in 2013, that's memorandum 17 2013, prohibiting junk foods, selling of junk foods in the school campuses of DepEd. So our response is developing this Nutri Chicharon for the pupils to be or to consume as our uh, as an healthy option for them. So
May I
yeah,
ask
just
again, sir? Ano siya, sir, no? Mandate siya from DepEd mandate or like required talaga?
yes, there was an order from I think the national office to prohibit junk foods in campuses of DepEd. So, but as to the present, we can still see junk foods around the campus because there are options. There are no startup businesses or anyone that produces healthy snacks for the children or for the pupils. So this one is our response to that issue.
Yeah, so I agree, sir, no. It's a nice it's a nice thing to have na the government is parang providing the market, no. So by having these mga orders na na schools should follow, no, that there shouldn't be mga junk foods around. And I think there's a downside, sir, that Philippines is parang we actually have a lot of mga mga good in paper na mga laws, policies, regulations, mandates, orders. But the problem is the implementation. And I think the challenge in your part, sir, is really communicating that, hey, there is this order from sa DepEd na ganito, ganyan. Siguro because I think a lot of teachers or a lot of schools din in the country, no, aren't aware of it. So parang siguro you are also raising awareness that there is this order from the government, and we need to follow this because we also want our kids, to be healthy and eating healthy. So yes, sir, I think it's good na the government is backing it up, but the caveat is, are schools aware and are they parang really implementing it? So thank you for sharing, sir. Uh,
Thank you.
can I anyone po from AgriRev? Hello. Anyone po from AgriRev? Do you have already MVP, or have you already been making revenues, or gathering feedback, or what is your feedback mechanism in anyone po from AgriRev? So siguro I'll move on to Lux Fam. Anyone from Lux Fam?
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, my question is, how have you been gathering feedback from your users or clients and using your app?
Okay. So basically, we've launched this app before, I think 2022, and we have a strategic farm food campaign in which we're using SEOs. So may mo lang gud article about some reviews and stuff. Tapos also mo pa na mo siya premium. Then karon we gathered mga more than 300 users all in all. So mula gid ang murag strategic and approach para maka-generate ng leads.
Nice. So ano, sir, how have you been asan yung where were you, what to call this, so that you 300 leads is you already have parang a data or parang ideal customer persona on the target usually siguro ng mga students or fresh grads.
Mm-mm.
But sorry. So how big is your how how detailed or date of data have you been gathering, or like for example the demographic or the average household income, or like the gender, or what are your findings, and are there patterns that emerges from your database or your leads?
Okay. So basically, ang among mga consagid karon mga mga audience is mismo mga engineers gyud, especially sa ECE. Kay amo ang board exam tool right now is na-cater pa gyud siya ang board exam tool. Pero so far, based lang sa among mga data about sa mga users, mostly sila is not from Mindanao, pero nationwide gid sila. So mostly ang nakadagan sa ila is ang Luzon gid. And also mga students pagpud sila nga murag motekay ana.
Nice. Thank you for sharing, sir. It's nice to hear no na 300, actually 300 people na leads is already a lot. You know, imagine fitting 300 people in a single room. So it's a lot. So congratulations on that, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
I'll move on next sa Food Basket. Anyone po from Food Basket?
Hi, Sir Ivan.
Hi, sir.
Maayong buntag.
Buntag, sir.
Ah,
So ang question, sir, is have you nag-build na mo sa MVP, sir, or have you been gathering feedback from your customers or users, and yeah, what can they say about your product or service?
as of now, we are still in the research and development, but based sa study gyud, kita gyud namo na nagyud siya impact sa community, especially sa mga farmers, Sir Ivan. And currently, I have gathered the data na ang isa sa mga problema namo diri sa Bukidnon, particularly sa mga farmers, is that to find the reliable or access the market. So karon I found out that 80% naga-supply sa og mga vegetables or product mostly came from Bukidnon. Sa Bulwa came from Bukidnon, 80%. So but pasabot diri sa Mindanao, sa Cagayan de Oro, particularly sa Bulwa, dagsa na sila dia ang gikag Zamboanga, Cotabato, Jinsan, Surigao. And can you imagine that sa isa lang ka tindahan dira sa Bulwa, kaya kayo ma-dispose sa isa lang ka transaction ang 15,000 tons na vegetables. So times 10, kaya na siya mo baligya sila dia og 10 ka load. Now that's 15 tons per truck. So that's 150,000 tons. Imagine, piso-piso lang imo ana, Sir Ivan. So karon, we are innovating direct sa farmer na nagikan pa lang sa farm, ma-distribute na siya o ma-deliver directly sa market sa katong we are planning sa Bohol, sa Visayas, and sa Manila. So
as if I understand correctly, sir, no, bali farm to market, farm to consumer siya na platform you are building.
sa pagkakaron, dili pa kay nako makita ang from to consumer directly sa consumer, since bultuhan manggod diri sa Bukidnon kung kaya kay nato mo supply og 30 tons. So 30 tons a week sa kuan lang na siya na area, sa Talakag lang na area, wala pa ilabot sa diri sa Impasugong, sa Sumilaw o sa Manolo. So yeah, we are still in kuan karon kaning develop kung unsaon na mo na pag simplified or sulbad na ang distribution process. Kay labad
Have you
sa ulo ang labad gyud sa ulo. Labad gyud sa ulo ang farming kay kailangan gyud siya ma-reach directly kay sensitive kay siya ang iyang lifespan kay
Oh.
dali out.
food spoilage?
Yes, oh.
Ano po sir, have you parang connected with mga mga local ay mga government bitaw like mga cold storage from DA or mga any
Wala di. Wala. Kabalo ka ng kuan, kabalo ka ng gobyerno mo agi pag-bidding.
oh lagi.
Yeah. Pero and the good thing Sir Evan is that viable na siya. Mo currently ang ginabuhat sa mga farmer karon, ginabagsak nila sa bulwa. And yet makita nato, ma-observe nato na klase-klase bago-bagong sakyanan dyan sa mga taga-traders dyan, di ba?
Yeah.
Yearly. So income gyud siya. Na siya income kaso lang saon lang nato ni diri sa farmer na maka-access sila sa market.
Yeah, definitely. Like we also did mga studies that farmers really have difficulties in marketing their products. Parang
Yeah, correct.
our aim talaga is to focus on what they do best, which is farming, and parang make them focus on what they do best, farming, and make them not focus on ma-divert ang attention on other aspects. So thank you so much for sharing sir, and
by the way,
Sir
Ivan, pwede ko mo contact sa mga puhon, magpatulo ko nimo about sa hardware ba?
Oh yes sir, definitely sir.
Thank you.
Yes sir, in the following months sir we will be launching mga projects especially sa mga climate data gathering systems of farms.
Perfect.
Yeah. So definitely we will be collabing siguro in the following months or ganyan. So
Yes.
thank you so much sir for sharing.
Thank you. Great.
And can we call on anyone from Glam Genie po? Users.
Yes, sir. So, like, bali ang Glam Genie kay mobile app siya that connects clients with beauticians nga ga-offer og home service. Ano sir? So, ang sunod-sugod man na siya tong like personal akong nga experience nga 30 to 40 minutes akong ang barber na ako kay layo man gyud, so nasa downtown nga ako, nasa uptown, so it's like a 30 to 40 minutes ride basta traffic na. So the fact na kung ang errand na ko nga haircut ga-take na so much time, traffic, magulat pagid sa barbershop, like all the back and forth na commute, so like ang tanan process kay 2 to 3 hours siya gadagan para lang sa haircut. So like grabe kasi ka time consuming nga pwede pang talawon na siya buhat mga butang sa other na productive. So kato, and then naka-experience ako na-experience ako to personal, and then ang akong classmate pod na-observe po na ako to sa classmate iya pod kung naignan sa yung experience nga pag adto niya barbershop nagulat siya og 1 hour walay niabot nga barber kay naglaglaag pa daw nya sige siya kadtog lain barber. Grabe ang time na na-consume, and then balik pag sa commute, taas kaya ang nawala siyang oras ba. So tungod ato, nag-start na din may survey dahil sa mga people, and then mostly sa mga survey kay kuan daw sila kanang ga-commute daw sila kasagara basta matug salon o barbershop, and na gaka-experience gud nila ang traffic and maghulat sa ilang turns pag makaabot sila salon. And then ang time consuming daw to sila, inconvenient daw to sila. So dito nagdayon ng sugod nga maghimo ani nga like mobile app nga ma-connect ang clients, maka-browse sila og mga beauticians nga ga-offer og home service para maka-time saving sila. Instead of commuting, maghulat pa silang turn sa barbershop, dito na sila sa ilang balay sa ilang comfort magulat. While gahulat sila sa ilang balay nga maabot ang beauticians, makabuhat pa sila og mga more productive. So mao to ang among like solution gud nga among gina-value proposition para makasave sila og time o maka-focus on productive nga mga activities. So ang karon nga na pa mi sa UI design, wala pa mi MVP. Mao to sir.
So bali ano sir no, hindi pa kayo naka pilot test run. Yeah, so
Wala
wala
pa.
pa MVP. Pero have you ano na sir, siguro gather data on mga local mga beauticians and mga hairdressers parang that offers mga home services.
Yes sir. So kuan na mo nag-survey mig clients o mga service providers. So sa clients nag-experience daw sila tong problem, inconvenient daw sila ang pag-adto sa mga salon. And then sa service provider man na ay two types, mga salons, barbershops, mga business owners nga nagi physical location nga garenta versus sa katong mga freelancers lang. So pag survey na mo, usually katong mga business owners nga salon na ay physical shop yun nga salon o barbershop, di kay sila more ga-offer home service kay ay lang main operation kay mag-take og customers sa ilang shop. Ngano mag-offer mo sa home service nga na naman sila physical shop nagabayad na sila renta bitaw. So ilang main operations gid kay nato magulat lang og customer sa ilang physical shop. Meanwhile katong mga freelancers nga makeup artist, massage, barber, sila tong mga walay physical shop nga walay consistent gid nga clients. So sila tong murag dili sila tong dili business owner, wala sila marintahan nga space kay mahal ba ang pagrenta og commercial area. So kato mas na compare na mo mas daghan ang more ang ga-answer sa survey when it comes to service provider kay freelancers dili kayo ang salon. So dito na mga nag-focus mi sa freelancers nga mo ipang onboard sa app. Kato.
Ano sir, can I parang suggest lang a little. I feel like since you already have the list no, parang nanamoy data sa mga local na hairdressers, you can actually do a test run na without building the app or the parang the MVP no. Parang ano lang, simple lang siya. I would like to share I know a local business here in Cagayan na they have a lot of potential. Yung service niya is pet grooming service. So ano lang, same siya na hairdresser but for pets. So simple lang yung ginawa niya. What she did is simple lang ng Google Sheets. So they have contacts na sa mga available na local pet groomers. And magbubuk lang yung client sa kanilang Facebook page. So yeah, she didn't spend a lot on developers and using mga tools. Google Sheets is enough, and I think it may or may not apply na. So take it with a grain of salt lang kasi kayo, your startup more better. So my suggestion is you can do the test runs or the pilot test runs right away since you already have a data on the hairdressers, and you just look for customers na looking for magpa-cut ng hair sa kanilang homes and just connect them, and you can use simple mga tools. So thank you so much for sharing that sir no. Very interesting.
Thank you, sir.
Can I mayroon po ba from AgriRev? Hello, mayroon na po ba for AgriRev? Hello, mic check. Hello. Okay, I think wala. I'll go back ng anyone from Cabao AI? Actually, na-curious ako sa Cabao AI po. Anyone from Cabao AI? Hello? Okay, I think wala. Anyone from Miss May from Moms at Work? Nandyan ka po ba? Hello po. Hello. I think wala rin. Siguro from Fold. Hi po, Fold. Anyone po from Fold?
Good morning.
Hi,
Good morning,
ma'am.
everyone. Good morning, sir.
yes, ma'am. Regarding po sa MVP, do you already have an MVP, and how have you been gathering feedback, on your customers or clients?
Okay, first of all, our product is about emergency communication system for peace and order and public safety. So, and then it is a complete cooperation within the people and the government responding authority. So, nag-start talaga kami during our feasibility study before, nag-start talaga kami from house to house, meaning and the people side. So, nag-interview me og 500 people sa 500 kabalay among gi-interview to get their opinion or their kung mo yes ba sila or dili. So, ingana siya, no? And then, sa part sa responding authority, because we are already out in the market, so nakakuha gid mi og feedback every time mag-add to me og LGUs og MDRMO office. So far so good naman. Kaya lang waiting for the budget, yun lang ang problema. And then in the second time around, nag-try pud mi og barangay to barangay sa Maramag Bukidnon during sa among registration. So actually gwapo man kayo ang response sa community. Willing sila mag subscribe para maka-in sa system. So gwapo siya og feedback actually sa market. We sa people og sa responding authority kay duha man among product para sa people
Bali,
og para sa yes
bali
sir.
B2G and B2C siya, ma'am, no? B2G and B2C.
Oo. Oo.
About sa naman sa like sa B2G na aspect, sa ilang feedback about your product service.
Actually ganahan man kaayo gid sila sa ano sir. So far wala kay mi negative ang comments so far. Like sa LGU namo is bago pa magud namo gi-open among market, no? Nice kaayo og feedback man kaya lang naklasan na mi sa budget last year, budget season. So that's why gahulak mi sa budget season again.
Bali, have you done ano na, ma'am, like mga test runs or pilot test runs sa mga communities or like mga LGUs and yeah,
Yes sir, kay
communities?
ang pilot testing is on Maramag Bukidnon. 1 year na siya. Kibali murag maoy among prototype. Full operated siya for 1 year. Kaya mauna siyang naka barangay to barangay mi sa Maramag kay para ma-in sa system.
Gets. So ang mga how big are these communities, ma'am? Like mga how many people are in these areas?
So far kay Maramag man among pilot testing, no. So nagbarangay-barangay mi. Actually a lot of them. Daghan gyud tao. Kay ang barangay officials, barangay captain kay nag-cooperate man that time. Gigamit na mo ang executive power ni barangay captain.
Gets.
So ano gid sila og residente patawag. So gwapo man gyud kaayo siya og response so
Gets.
far. Pila ka barangay sa Maramag like 20 plus pero wala na mo nahurapanan. Pero so far wala pa may nagbalibad sa among na barangay like that.
So it's nice to hear, ma'am, no, na you're receiving a lot of good feedback. Parang I can say na people siguro feel safe. And ang challenge siguro na part, ma'am, no, is mga emergencies or like mga disasters, mga ano, it happens not all the time. So mahirap magano ng feedback kasi alangan naman na parang you're praying lugar for accidents to happen, di ba? Hindi. So yeah,
Yes.
but it's nice, no, na you have a lot of good feedback from the community. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing, ma'am.
Welcome. Thank you.
Anyone po from Moms at Work, Cabao AI, or AgriRev? Hello. I think wala sila. So siguro I'll open the floor to ano naman, you can I'll answer questions from any start from the startups. Are there questions for me? I'll try my best to answer mo. So you can follow our Facebook page, Fresco Innovations, and yeah, we actually have a lot in store in the following months. So yeah. So are there questions for me po? Yeah, yes po, Sir Roy.
Hello po. Yes, sir.
Opo.
Since based sa imong imong field of specialization, you are more focused on hardware development and automation. Since sa among kuan karon gina-develop pa amo na ami issue gamay in terms of ang process mong sa among product is frying, and one of our concern is more of kining exist nga oil maritin sa amo ang product. So ang question is sa engineering side and automation since hardware man naami intention nga, because as we gather some information even sa mga government agencies like DA, ATI o DOST, non-existent ang kanang gitawag nato o de-oiling machine. So ang concept, it is just like mura siya o kanang siya spin dryer sa atong kanang kuan sa washer. So is it okay or is it kaya ba nato maka-design o mga machine ngayon ana sa atong level karon sa fabrication? Kay I think it requires really automation kay ang system is kung parehas siya spin dryer, it should be kontrolado ang iyang speed o naa siya variable speed control. So ingon ana nga mo ang concern karon kay dili pa available sa ato, although naa sa market pero it is a product from China nga dili pa pod nato tested. So that's only my concern, sir, and maybe you can help with this. Thank you.
Bali ano siya, sir, no? Processing tool siya. Then ang concern is na siya excess oil na lisod tanggalon sa machine. Sakto ba, sir? Akong pagsabot.
Yes, sir. Ang proseso nato after frying, so with manually ang frying, but ang problema is when we or after the process, klaro nimo nga naa din sa excess oil nga kinahanglan siya og i-remove. Kay ang product nato is to be healthy product pero kung nasa daghang excess oil, so dili siya healthy. So ang proseso, ang nakita namo nga proseso is de-oiling using de-oiling machine. But ang machine dili available locally. Naa siya sa market pero dili pa po nato is masiguro kung available ba gyud immediately or within sa atong locality. But ang iyang concept, it is just like a spin dryer of washing machine. Pero kinahanglan siya nga naa siya variable nga speed control. Mo na ang among concern.
So ang akong naisip, sir, ay akala lang, sir, mag-add lang ko, although I'm into robotics, automation, and mga electronics, no, hardware. Actually, akong gina-work on lang nako kay kanang dili mga dagko bitaw kay nga makinarya nga nana. But akong maisip, sir, is siguro we can do a reverse pitching. So reverse pitching is ano siya, na instead of pitching a solution, we are pitching the problem. And ako masuggest, sir, is we will reach out to yung mga universities, no, mga mechanical engineering students or mga mechatronics students kay ana, sir, kay mas dagko magiging machine silang ginahandle. Sa kuha kay ano naman gid mga microelectronics naman ko nga side, mga sensors, inana, mga relays nga dili kay dagko og load. So ako masuggest, sir, is reverse pitching. Siguro we can connect with mga universities, no, mga IIT or Xavier baka ha. And market to them the problem. Hey, we have this problem, can you solve it? And I think it's a good way, sir, kay daghan kay mga estudyante ron gapangita og thesis. Wala sila kabalon sa ilang buhaton sa thesis ba. So siguro ang uban kay for compliance lang. So I think it's a good starting point to really reach out with where the local talent pool is, which is the academe. So yeah, which we pitch to them the problem, and maybe they can think of solutions. And siguro also ang akong second mo na answer is, if we can siguro raise funds, palito na to tong from China, then we will we will connect again with mga local talent, mga students, and reverse engineer. No, studyhan kung unsay sistema nila sa mga machinery from China, no, i-reverse engineer to siya para ma-replicate na to siya. And also ma-modify, no, na mo fit siya sa atong local na So kana sir, actually sir, maglisod kog input kay wala man gyud ko on site. So parang mao ang nakalisod sa agriculture ang mga hardware no, kay parang ano ba kung dapat ka on the site para masabtan gyud nimo unsaon pag-solve sa problem. So kato sir, wala po kana maglisod ko og may imagine ako siya, pero I cannot think of parang concrete solution, no, na to solve the problem sa mga excess oil. But yeah, so far sir, sa akong history of work pod kay wala pa po ko kaagyan nga problem. So mo po siguro na validate ay sakto pod ka sir nga mo siguro walay products diri local, kay wala po nakaagyan na murag kamo siguro ang first naka-agree nga problem diri local sir ba, siguro in a way. So kato sir, we can connect you can connect with mga sa academe, mga students, especially sir po sir, ang challenge lang is to really communicate the vision or unsa yung need sa students, kay ang uban students magud kay nga for compliance lang ba ni dili lang tarungon. So it's nice to mga mangita og students na mag-scout og students na talaga kanang like really na passion gid sir ba nga to solve this problem all the way through. So kato sir.
Yes, sir. In a way, your statement is somehow is an initial solution of the problem, because we have not also thought of the reverse switching. Because we have various designs nga so far sa among mga inquiries na may duha ka design nga na 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 met nga katulagi mura siya spin dryer design, pero the other one is vibrating table design. So maybe we can present that to some groups and we can have some solutions later on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely sir. Thank you sir for the question. Anyone else po? Any questions?
Sir Ivan.
Yes po sir Mark.
Unsa na particular sa kaning product sa Frisco ang pwede nimo ma-offer sa mga farmer?
Yeah. So secret ani sir, actually in the following months nami project i-create na open source. We will open source weather station. So no, to help with the climate resiliency. Nami product i-kuan sa market i-release na open source. So
okay.
So unsa ba siya, so open source man siya. Yeah, we'll give the farmers option na magpabuhat sila sa amoa, or pwede sila mopalit sa materials, magatag na may guide. So pero na sir, amo na pong naisip ang sa mga na side na sustainability ng factor, no. But yes, we will be open sourcing a weather station na product soon.
How about to monitor and retain the quality of the product po? Nagyan po may service.
Ang medyo lisod siya sir kay due to the availability of sensors. So kaya na mga parameters, no, kanang mga unsay mga gas nga so for example madaot ning vegetable or or fruits, diba, mag-release mo na sila gas. So medyo may kamahalan ng sensors hinana kanang usually ang ginabuhat sa uban sir kay diba sa isa ka truck kanang murag delivery na bitaw kanang isa ka truck, mag-deploy sila og sensors na makadetect kung kanini gas ang na-release. So let's say carbon dioxide, so meaning kani nga kay kabulok na ana bitaw. So kaya naman siya buhaton sir, pero we're not that confident if siya parang it's ano naman siya, scientifically sound. So, pwede gyud siya buhaton and proven na po siya sa science. Ano lang,
Mm.
daghan pod factors, sir, na to find out. Bali, experiment pa gyud siya, sir, to find out pa ang results if effective ba siya maka-detect og kanang mga spoilage. We will, ano pa, do experimentations pa yun.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, kato imong thesis bitaw, Sir Ivan?
Oh, yes, sir.
Is it available na sa market or?
Actually, sir, ay, kuan, kanang, na-discourage kay mi ato, sir, kay, lisod siya i-commercialize, kay, dili kay siya scalable bitaw, kay, kato akong thesis actually is, ano lang siya, in a stationary siya, sir ba? So, specific na siya
Mm.
nga area iyang ma-gather og data. So, dili siya kaya maka, pila na ka hektarya sa yuta, lisod siya. Siguro it would require mga at least 3 to 5 years of R&D. Lisod siya. And second, sir, is high cost magiging siya. So, kanang,
Mga regarding sa cost, mga pila kay average na niya?
kato,
Ivan,
sir,
mga
kay,
100, 200, sobra pa.
actually, si kato akong thesis kay 50K. Pero gamay ra kay siyang
Mm.
area, sir, kanang mura ra siya, gamay ra kay area, mura ra lababo. Nga, sa ba, kaning duha ka lamisa kadako ang niya makaya nga gather data. So, gamay ra kay siya. 50K siya, sir, kato nga sa akong video. For context for everyone, you can scan the QR code and we pinned our video na sir is referring to. So it is Agritech.
Let's say kung buhion to siya, Sir Ivan, mga kailangan kong partnership sa kwano, sa Frisco or individual or imuhara to siya na kwano.
Again, sir.
Let's say na ako'y market about ana.
Oo.
Kung saan na ako pag-subscribe sa imo.
Oh, definitely, sir. If ano, sir, actually karon kay wala kay na mo siya gi-market kay lagi lisod siya. But if you can ano, sir, like find a market, pwede kita magano, sir, kanang we can discuss on it, sir, na or mga nubitaw kanang future steps or moving forward na steps.
All right. Kay once na ma-develop na mo ni ang masolusyonan ang iyang distribution, kailangan magud na mo ma-monitor ang iyang qualities ba.
Mm.
So actually na mo market ana kuan lang kanang kailangan lang siya og empowerment pud sa mga farmers.
Lagi.
Kwartahan mga farmers dagay
Okay.
kwartahan farm. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Siguro, sir, we'll look into that siguro in the ano kay yeah. Depende nga lang, sir, sa dagan. Thank you, sir. Ano po, Sir Han, Tarbaho AI. Yes po.
Hello, good morning.
Po.
Morning,
Hello
sir. Yes, so balik ko lang yung last time, I think you have mentioned Filipino generosity, no?
Opo.
So, I think I've read this in the Hot Mom test where sometimes ito kasi yung problema namin sometimes in data gathering kasi most of the time they are talking about compliments.
No.
Sometimes it hold back on your innovation. So yeah, that's it. So basically, Tarbahoy is a AI for recruitment technology. We wanted to improve the recruitment process. So the question for me to you is when you're starting, did you conceptualize it in a very big way, and then when trying to create the MVP, how are you able to focus it in a certain aspect na kailangan talaga ng mga users?
Ano, to be frank, sir, no, we can you repeat the question, sir? Sorry. Na brain
So
fog.
when you're starting in Greenovation, right, yung startup nyo, were you thinking of it as a bigger picture and then trying to cut off to the smaller ones na mas importante talaga?
Yeah. So ano, sir, no, so kasi baguhan ka talaga kami sa startups na time noon, and yeah, we had a very big vision So we started thinking very big, and we disregarded the mga small steps, and yun talaga yung mistake namin. Actually, sir, to be frank, yeah, we haven't actually really launched or had hard launched any products that made a lot of money, ganyan. Parang ano lang, but we were able to sell, kasi we received angel investment, parang we were able to sell our vision, kumbaga. And yun kasi is yung team composition din namin is very diverse. So right now is we are aligning with our investor, kung ang yung goal namin is with the money that he invested in us, we will align with these goals so that yung money na is makabigay ng value balik sa kanya. So kumbaga, siya na yung naging feedback mechanism namin. But he has given us the freedom to do whatever we want. But sa team namin, we made it our goal na to align with the investor so that we can provide value back to him. So right now, parang bumalik kami sa product development, and and we did research and studies on what we can do best to align with the investor. So ano po siya, parang unique case in a way sa amin. Yung nangyari sa amin is ano siya, parang it has a lot of context, and it may be very different for you. Did I answer your question, sir? Sorry.
Yeah, so basically yung amin kasi is more on the product. So
Oo.
so when you think of a bigger product, I mean your bigger system, there's a lot, right? So you're confused of what to start first,
Yeah.
what to build as an MVP. So we try to limit it to a fewer one that is more important. So yeah, I think somehow meron mga ano. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's my question. Thank you, Sir Dennis.
Yeah, so siguro sir, wait, let me think for a minute, sir. Can you ano again, sir, your product service, basically you are diba sa mga can you ano, sir, sa mga
So
freelance?
it's
Oo.
so it's an AI technology for recruitment. So
Oh,
basically there's a lot of features that we can include, but we need to focus on things like, for example, we have this resume parsing, um, AI generated job matching, and then IVX or interview experience. So yun lang yung first na gusto naming i-create as an MVP, kasi kung medyo marami na, parang di na siya importante yung iba.
siguro sir, for me, sir, is you parang I'm kasi for me personally, I'm a kind of person na I follow what is close to my heart. So for sir, take it with a grain of salt lang din na for you, what are the features that you know that what are the features na need ng app niyo that can give the can already provide value to the customer. So it's sir, since I don't have a lot of knowledge about your industry, siguro yeah, there's really a lot of context needed, no sir, no. Yeah, so I cannot sir, directly answer your question, because yeah, we are parang I need parang siya. It's
Context.
context really matters a lot. But
Sige,
sir, you can use this tool, yung feature benefit value map. Parang yeah, you can start with the value. So ano yung goal? You can create a persona kung ano talaga yung goal ng customer, and then you build from there kung ano yung features to achieve that na value na mabigay sa customer.
I see. Thank you, sir, no?
Thank you
Thank you for
for
answering.
your question, sir. Are there more questions? So going once, going twice. I guess there are no more questions. Or Yeah, that's all for my talk. Thank you so much everyone for listening. Again, you can follow our page, and you can add me. Let's connect on Facebook. I would like to follow everyone's journey, or LinkedIn or any of your preference. I would like to would love to follow everyone's developments in their startups. So thank you so much for listening, Ma'am Mary. Hello.
All right, thank you for that very insightful
play.
and free consultation session. And with that, allow me to share my screen. So allow me to read the citation. This is a certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Engineer Dennis Ivan Chavez for imparting his valued insight and expertise as a resource speaker during the Firestarter Learning Session 11 with the topic of minimum viable product or MVP under the CDO Bytes Firestarter Incubation Program held virtually via Zoom on February 21, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Given this 21st day of February 2025 at USTP Cagayan de Oro City, signed by Dr. Franch Maverick C. Lorelia, ECE, ECT, CBI Manager, CDO Bytes, Engineer Alex Maurel, Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, and Attorney Junel O. Albina, Chancellor of USTP CDO.
Thank you. Thank you, kaayo, Sir Dennis, for your time. And hope to get you to see you next time sa atong next cohort na pod. Ikaw na pod again ang mag talk sa MVP, no?
Thank you kayo, ma'am. Thank you everyone.
So, Ma'am Elaine, please go stop sharing. So everyone, please turn on your cameras. We're gonna make a very quick lang na documentation. Wait lang kay murag na daot akong what's happening to my screen. Wait ha. Okay. Sayop akong viewer screen. Okay. Okay, everyone, I'm waiting for your camera na ma-on para maka-screenshot ta. So, wala na yung mag-on. Tanaw na to kang Sir Dennis, inyong mga magagandang mukha. Nandito pala sila Sir Ben. So, wala na. Calling once, calling twice. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, everyone, smile. Again, kasi hindi nakita yung time. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations to Ma'am Elaine kasi first time niya nag-handle ng learning session, and hope many more na makita niyo talaga, familiarize na yung face ni Ma'am Elaine. So, a virtual hand naman po kang Ma'am Elaine to handle this learning session. And then, wala naman pong binigay si Sir Dennis, na Engineer Dennis na deliverable. So, meron kayong vacant time next week to do your mentors na mga gina-ask na mga mentors na validation. So, thank you so much, everyone. You can now leave the Zoom. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Positive Bytes.
Sir Dennis?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.